That was quite the intro. Thank you so much. And thank you so much to everybody for being here today. We're really excited to host this panel with these two incredible songwriters. My name is Emily Mitchell. I lead our music publishing partnerships over at TikTok. And I also want to make sure I thank the amazing team at All That Matters. They've been so amazing to work with, and everything's been really smooth. So, before I get started, I do just want to take a minute to acknowledge that here at TikTok, we truly feel that songs are so important, and even more important than the recordings themselves. So our mission is to inspire creativity and bring joy, and I think we see that time and time again, not only with our creators all over the world, but especially with songwriters, and I think the two of you have done such a great job of doing that too, and just showing your authentic self. So I would love to throw it to both of you. Maybe we start with you, Ruth, and then to Regina, just to give a little 1 to 2 minute intro of yourself and your background and anything that you want these lovely folks in the room to know.
Thanks so much, Emily. I think it's amazing that TikTok is one of the main companies that are so supportive of the songwriter as well as the artist, and I think that that's such an amazing thing, and I hope it inspires more companies to support your songwriters, because we're the foundation of this whole thing.
Absolutely.
But yeah, my name is RuthAnne. I'm an Irish singer-songwriter. I'm from Ireland, and I've written songs. I've been in the industry for about over 20 years now. I've been lucky enough to write songs with some of the biggest artists in the world, and I've been even luckier that those songs have amassed about 12 billion streams. So yeah, I've written, I don't know, do you want me to name
12
songs?
billion streams is a lot. I think we should name a couple songs. Not the time to be humble.
Okay. I've written a song by JoJo called Too Little Too Late, which was my first global hit. I wrote that when I was 17. And yeah, that's still one of my biggest hits. I've written for One Direction. I've written Slow Hands with Niall Horan, Martin Garrix and BB Rexa, In the Name of Love, which is on over 1 billion streams now, which is amazing. And I'm also an artist. I release my own music as well. And TikTok have been so supportive of that. And it's been amazing to have the platform to show both and all my creativity. So I'll hand over to Regina.
Hi everyone, I'm Regina. That was a really amazing intro. I feel a bit stressed.
I'm so much older than you. Have time.
I'm a Singaporean singer-songwriter, and I've been in the industry for maybe about 2.5 years. I released my debut album last year, and mostly I write girly songs. I think I'm quite a diaristic writer, so I've actually not really written many songs with other people or for other artists. So yeah, yes.
Amazing. And Regina, I want to start with you because I know that your song, The Cutest Pair, had such a moment on our platform. And I was checking this morning and over 80,000 people have used that song in their videos and are using that to express themselves on TikTok. So I just wanted to hear a little bit from you on what your experience has been and what that was like for you, and a little bit about your journey with that song on TikTok.
Yes, I would love to share about it. So that song came to me really spontaneously on one afternoon, and I don't know, I just really had a connection with it. It was really funny story. When I was trying to create my debut album, The Cutest Pair was actually not the first song that was supposed to be the lead single. So I had to fight for it. I was like, actually, I feel like we should use this song. And thankfully, with that decision, I decided to focus on promoting that song. And I think it gained quite a little bit of engagement on TikTok. I think the videos were doing around 200,000, 300,000 views. I was very happy about it. I was like, okay, because I would say that I was still quite new. So that engagement to me was okay, great, people are liking what I do. And as I was scrolling on TikTok, I realized that there was a lot of live performances. And so I thought, okay, I've never uploaded myself performing live. And I thought that, okay, I should upload my first live performance on TikTok. And as I did that, that video suddenly picked up almost overnight, and that was actually the beginning of how The Cutest Pair started to gained a lot of traction, which was really surprising for me because I kind of wasn't really expecting that to happen. So yeah, I think it was a really long journey up to the point that The Cutest Pair was out. I actually had been on TikTok for like about 1.5 years. It took me a lot of time to experiment on like what really worked for me, like what kind of content people like to watch, like in regards with my music. And yeah, actually before The Cutest Pair, I had another song called Venus. It had a really similar feel, and I used this like certain strategy to promote it, which was I had a crush on someone, but ... And oh no, I didn't know how to confess to my crush, so ... And then next slide was, I wrote a song for them. So that was the strategy I used for Venus, and then that picked up. So I was like, okay, let me try to use that for The Cutest Pair as well. And so that's how everything came into place, and like it was a whole journey of, okay, seeing what people like, seeing what people didn't like. So yeah.
Amazing.
It's been really amazing. TikTok has been so supportive of me and many artists with like our journeys. So yeah, really thankful and really blessed.
Oh, thank you. And I think so much of what you said is so important because we get so many songwriters and artists and producers who come to us saying like, I just don't know what to do. And I think you're a perfect example of just trying different things and experimenting and not overthinking it. And you just never know when you're going to blow up. It sounds like that one video that really blew up for you, you weren't expecting. And so we always tell people to just keep going and posting and your audience will find you.
Yes.
Ruth, I would also love, because your song, The Vow, has also had several viral moments as well. So I'd love to hear your experience and journey with that song too.
Yeah, The Vow is a song that I released. It was my first single in 2018. So I wasn't even on TikTok when it first came out. And it's been so amazing as the journey of that song. It's gone viral like every year, and it's had different sync opportunities and everything. But TikTok has like blown it wide open, especially this year in January and last year as well. I've noticed that it's picked up so much steam of people using it for their special moments. So a lot of weddings to it, a lot of people walking down the aisle, gender reveals, and influencers using it for their gender reveals, and then everyone using it for theirs. And engagements has become a big thing. So it actually has over 350 million views on posts of other people's, which is incredible. And it's still growing. So it's one of them songs that I feel like keeps getting discovered, and TikTok has been amazing for that, because I feel like there was one guy on the other day and he was like, I said I was never going to cry at my friend's wedding. Let me tell you the song they played. And he's just sitting in his car and he plays The Vow, and someone tagged me on it. And then, you know, and I get to see all these people discovering the song. So it's been an incredible journey. And it's also been really inspiring for me to realize that there are impactful moments that you can have yourself with the song on a platform, but there's also when the song becomes everyone else's big moments on there. So millions of views for other users, which means that it's very community, and it's not just you pumping it out to fans, it's actually fans getting a lot out of it as well.
Yeah, and that's amazing because your song has turned into the soundtrack of so many people's biggest moments in their life, it sounds like. And
yeah, and that's the other thing, is that I think, like, kind of like with Regina, you don't plan that. We didn't sit and go, oh, I'm going to plan this song and it's going to be weddings. We didn't like pay loads of influencers to like pretend to walk down an aisle. We naturally had the song out there, and I think that's why it's so important to be active on TikTok, because I obviously have been promoting it in my way of, you know, I've sang it at some weddings. I sang it at a very popular celebrity couples engagement, and then people have taken it and made their own videos, and that's amazing in a way as well, to know that you can have songs out there that people can make the trend for. And then I was able to use it for my wedding, and it was like, oh, I'm using I'm doing the trend that like other people started. Yeah,
that's awesome. And I think hearing both of your perspectives, one thing that is kind of a common thread with both of you is really just the engagement part of it. So I'm curious to know, and we'll start with you, Regina, and then come to you, Ruth, on like how are you using that engagement and engaging with fans to really like inform your own choices? Like, are you taking the feedback and incorporating that into your songwriting process? Are you really using it to try to get a feel for what's going to take off? Is that maybe leaning into how you're releasing music moving forward?
I think for me as a songwriter, I think songwriting is a very personal process for me. So usually I do read comments, but I try not to let it influence my writing too much. I think the marketing strategy and marketing on TikTok is very much, for me, what has worked is being personable and really finding what makes my music a little bit more different than what another artist does. So I thought that, okay, I wanted to be very true to myself. And I thought that like the raw moments, like not too professionally shot, it can be a little bit more candid, a little bit more like cheeky. I think that really worked for me. And I think my audience did like that side a lot. So I kept doing it. And yeah, it was just me being very being just me stepping into like what I felt like was my artist identity, which at that time was my album. It's called Fangirl. And basically I just tried to portray myself as like a really big fangirl and like, squealing over things and like being super excited over things. So yeah, like I think that extra flair is what made me reach my audience. Like, my audience, I realized a lot of like teenage girls who like are also fangirls who are a lot like me. So yeah, being true and authentic to yourself is really important.
Yeah, and I think, are there creators in the room? Creators, like, are you on TikTok making videos? Because I think, yeah, that's probably the biggest point that we like to drive home is just showing up as your authentic self and not feeling like you have to be overly polished. I think a lot of people come to TikTok to they like to feel like they're on FaceTime with their favorite creators, right? And it sounds like that's really what's working for you, and we'd love to hear your perspective as well.
Yeah, I think that for me, seeing kind of the connection you can have is something that actually, like I have a new album out October 10th, and watching a lot of people's videos to my music inspired some of the songs because it was making me so emotional to think that these big moments were to my songs. So I wrote almost songs thinking about other big moments in life to give people more songs to soundtrack more moments to. So it didn't influence, like, as Regina said, it's very personal and it's my own story, but it definitely made me think about humans and how we connect and how music can be that for people, and music can save people and help people through really hard times. And so I think that I definitely had that in my head. And also, as a songwriter, I think like when I'm working for other artists, it's definitely something to be able that you see things and people connecting with certain lyrics and certain melodies. Like I know big vocal moments, as a songwriter now, it's all about having those big vocal moments like the Teddy Swims Lose Control riff or different vocal challenges people can do. So I think as a songwriter, it's smart to kind of look at what's working in songs, especially if you want to have the biggest songs in the world. And I think that a lot of those things that we put into songwriting are things that already end up naturally doing well on TikTok, but it's good to kind of almost see that in real time, and with songs that I've written as a writer as well as an artist. But I do think that also getting to engage with people on a one-to-one level and have that direct fan communication is really, really amazing, and something that I think is leveling up a lot of artists' careers because you can directly reach your fans. There's no middleman anymore, and I think that's incredible.
Yeah, are you both in the comment section a lot? I know for me personally, I love the comment section of TikTok. I think it's the funniest, most like entertaining thing ever, and people are just so out there on it.
I love it. I'll actually tell you one story that happened to me. I think a lot of people love when I tell the stories behind some of the hits I've written, because I think they feel like they're getting this insider info, even though sometimes I think it's a really boring story. Other people are in the comments are like, oh my God, But one time I had put up like, I wrote to, let's say, for JoJo, and I do have the demo, and then there was loads of comments like, show the demo. I feel like I sound terrible in the demo because I was like, but I put it up, and I replied to a comment, and then people were like, sharing it, and it blew up because people were so fascinated by hearing the demo, even though I think the demo is terrible.
Yeah. They just like to hear it in all its iterations and get kind of the behind the scenes. Moving on into some of our songwriter features. So for anybody not aware, earlier this year, we launched a songwriter account type on TikTok. I think we're the first platform to have a songwriter specific account. So Ruth, you were one of the very first adopters of this, and you can see on the screen here that it consists of a songwriter tag that shows anybody who clicks on your profile that you are a songwriter, and this music tab shows a compilation of all the songs that you have credits on. And so I'm curious to hear just a little bit about how this is going for you, what you think about it, how you think songwriters will benefit from this in the long term.
Well, firstly, I love it because as a songwriter, when you're not able to have the tab of seeing, I didn't know that some of the songs had like 1 million usages or like that I've written. I was not aware of that at all. So it was amazing to kind of look and go, oh, like endless, look at the stats and go, oh my God, that's doing, and sometimes songs take off that have been out for a few years. And then they, like Little Do You Know, just had a big, the sped up version.
Oh, cool.
That went crazy on TikTok, and me and the writers I only really knew that when I got my songwriter tab. I think it's amazing to be able to kind of see the success of your songs or how the songs are doing and be able to see all the videos of the songs that you were a part of. So it's because a lot of the time, obviously people tag the artist, so we might not necessarily see the videos and stuff.
Sure.
So I think it's amazing. And I think it's also great for fan discovery of people that can kind of go, oh, like they can go on and know what you've written and see what you've been involved in, because I do think that it's so important to kind of know the creatives behind some of your favorite songs. So I think it's amazing. I love it.
Amazing. And we also have an artist account as well. Regina, we'll put your account right up on the screen too, because you have our artist account, which if you're an artist, you can also have an artist tag and have those songs available as well. So some other features that we have too that we're displaying here is our add to DSP feature. So of course, and I don't know about you guys, but this is me. I'm so guilty of it. I scroll on TikTok and I'm just going 1,000,000 miles a minute, and I think attention spans are shorter than ever these days. So this allows people to sign into their streaming platform of choice. So if you're a Spotify subscriber, for example, you sign in once, and then when you're scrolling TikTok and you find RuthAnne's incredible song, all you can do is click on it, add it to your playlist immediately, and then you can come back to it and listen to it later without having to search for it, dig for it. And so we're hoping that this really leads to a lot of retention and keeping people within your fan base. I think there's been over 1 billion songs saved from this feature in the past year or so. So hopefully we'll continue to build features that will just kind of help you keep things within your ecosystem and keep that fandom going. Another thing I would really love to know from both of you, and I know we touched on a little bit of this, but Regina, starting with you, and then to Ruth, like what advice would you have for an emerging songwriter who's maybe just getting started and really wants to build a following on TikTok and doesn't really know where to begin?
I think that TikTok is a really unique platform where authenticity is extremely loved. I think for me personally, as a user of TikTok, I engage most with like very personable content, like talking and like, sharing stories. It's less about like the glamour and like the perfect bits of my day, but more about like, my little thoughts or like my little interesting things. So I think it's very important to find a persona or like a side of yourself that you're really comfortable with sharing, and also reflects your artistry as well, and share that side of you, because I feel like every artist has an essence, like what's the essence of Taylor Swift? What's the essence of Sabrina Carpenter? Like they have very different essences, so I think it's important to kind of pinpoint that essence and showcase it. Yes.
Yeah,
so
that's
that would
great.
be my best piece of advice.
Perfect.
I think I agree with what Regina's saying. I think authenticity. I think when I was starting to get on TikTok, especially because I'm a little bit older, I was like, I can't be doing like dances and it's like, what am I going to do? And then it was like, I'm just going to tell the stories behind the songs that I've written, and I'm just going to sing, and I'm going to do what's authentic to me and do it the way. So I think sometimes you can feel this pressure as a creator to do it the way that someone else has done it. But I actually think you just have to do it the way that you want to do it, and do what's true to you and stay authentic to yourself. But I also think in being authentic to yourself, like don't be afraid to try things that you're comfortable doing. Like try things like you said that you kind of like put out that live and didn't expect it to go, and then it went. And I also think keep your expectations low. Like, don't be thinking, oh, this one's definitely going to go viral, because I think you're just setting yourself up for feeling deflated. And I think as well, chasing virality doesn't always necessarily lead to fan conversion. And sometimes if you do something viral, you can feel under pressure to do that same thing again over and over, and then you get deflated if it doesn't go viral again. So I think instead of chasing like virality, chase real people that you can connect with that will want to follow you because they want to see what else you're up to, and not just a moment. You want like to create a whole mission that and perspective that people are like, I want to hear what Regina's saying. I want to know what RuthAnne's been doing. Like, you want to create people, followers that don't just scroll and see your content once. You want them to keep coming back. And I think in order to do that, you have to just be consistent as well. I think being consistent doesn't mean I do not post on TikTok every day because I have 2 kids and I do not have the time. You know what I mean? And we're trying to make the music as well. And I think that understanding you don't have to post every day, but keeping consistent and and also when you do get some traction, going in the comment section, going back to your DMs and really cultivating those fan-to-fan relationships is so important and going to get you further. And just not getting deflated if like every video doesn't go viral. There is not an artist in the world that if that's what you're going to place your value of your art on, then that you're not in it for the right thing, because art is about getting it out in the world, and it might not go viral straight away, but like you never know what's going to happen. A video that you post on TikTok 6 months before can start going, a song can start going, but it's about just like getting out there and doing it.
Yeah, and I think your points about engagement is, it almost sounds like you work at TikTok, because we always talk about that where people are chasing views, and if you think about like our algorithm, everybody's always trying to reverse engineer our algorithm, right? And for us, it's like that engagement is what's really meaningful, and because it means that somebody took an extra step on your video because they found it to be compelling enough to send it to a friend or like it or comment on it. And so once it kind of recognizes this is content that people are really interested in, it pushes it out, and then if it happens again, it pushes it out again. So sounds like both of you are on the right track. And another way to really drive a lot of engagement is live streaming. And I know you spoke about showing people behind the songs. We have some editorial programming for songwriters and producers at TikTok called #BehindTheSong. And you were one of the first ones to do a live songwriting session. So tell us a little bit about that and your journey with that too.
Yeah, I was nervous because I don't really let cameras into the writing room because it's a very safe space, and it was a bit, because then some writing sessions you don't come up with anything for a while. You're talking or you're stuck on an idea, and it was like, how are we going to keep this engaging? But I actually really enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed because we had everyone in the comments, anyone who's watching was able to like put forward a lyric, and then they would get on the song. So I really loved that element of it, of like keeping track of like who was writing good lines and kind of going, oh yeah, okay, that one, like Esther in London, you've got part of this song. And also having that live element of just, we don't know if this is going to be a good song or a bad song.
Sure.
I kind of was excited by that, and I think it's actually been really refreshing for my writing, because it's also just great to kind of see like what reacts well with people. You're getting kind of like a live reaction to your writing, which isn't the norm. And one of the songs that I did with an artist called Kid Rain, he's actually going to release that song now. So there's four TikTok songwriters that I don't know, but I've written a song with now. So they'll have publishing on it as well. And he's going to release it through his distributor. So that's really exciting, because, you never know. You could be sitting at home now and be part of potentially a hit song. Who knows?
So when you say they have publishing, were those people who were giving suggestions in the comments, and you tracked them down and sorted them out?
Yeah, so everyone who gave a line, there was mainly lyrics because they couldn't sing to us at the time,
Sure.
but any lyrical line that we use, they will get some percentage of the publishing, because anyone who writes on the song, and we didn't take everybody's lines.
Of course.
We
That's
took
really
about
cool.
4 people, so we reached out, we'll reach out to them when the song is coming out and sort all that out, but
That's
they'll
incredible.
be credited. Yeah.
That's really awesome. I can't wait to hear that come out. Regina, I'm curious to know a little bit about like your community on TikTok. Have you met collaborators through TikTok? Are you like observant of your peers? Do you lead, or do you take by example? I'm curious to know just a little bit.
I am very often inspired on TikTok, especially like when songwriters, because I get a lot of songwriting content, so I like to take inspiration from what the essence of the video is about. So I do remember at the very beginning of my TikTok adventure, I probably I really didn't know much, but I saw one video which was like, oh, Taylor Swift taught me how to write a bridge, and I saw that a lot of people liked what the video was about. So I actually did that for one of my songs, and that's actually the first very video that took off for me on TikTok. So I think it's also important to not just come up with your own content and think of what really makes me, but also what has been working for other people and adapt it and twist it in your own unique way. I think that has been really helpful for me. And I also realized that, not sure this is off topic. What was the question again?
Oh, I'm just asking about your community on TikTok.
Oh yes,
and maybe
community.
creators you watch.
Yes, and I got to interact with a lot of the artists that I like. So if I like their content or I follow them, I don't know, I think it'll pop up on their messages page, and some of them will follow back and send me a message.
Yep.
And I'll be like, oh my god, they messaged me, and that's how I actually got to become friends. And then I played a festival and then with one of the artists, and then we got to meet. So I think TikTok has been a really authentic way of meeting people as well, similar artists and content creators, which has been really, really amazing. Yeah.
And have you found that it has propelled you beyond Singapore? Are you meeting people from all over the world? And
Yes, definitely. I am shocked sometimes. I'm still shocked sometimes to know that I have such a lovely audience overseas, and the connections that I made on TikTok are really global. Yeah. So.
Amazing. We only have a couple minutes left, but I wanted to ask each of you, because I know we're kind of rounding out the year here, but what's something that you're really excited for going into the new year, whether it be something you're working on or a tour that you have?
Yes, I'm really excited to put out new music. I think new music is always something that keeps me going because it's just really the essence of what we do, and it's what keeps us alive. I am planning for a sophomore album next year, which is really exciting for me. I really do like playing with concepts. So it's time to show a new side of myself, play with new concepts, and just see what continues to resonate with my audience. So yes.
Amazing.
I have a new album coming out called The Moment on October 10th, which I'm really excited about. And I'm hoping it'll give, like I said, people loads more songs to have more of their big moments in life too. I also wrote a book. I brought a copy just to show you.
Hold it up.
It's called It's Not Just a Song, and it's the ultimate guide to writing hit songs and navigating the music industry. I have a lot of songwriters that want to know how to write hits, what to look for in a manager, how to know what they're signing, where the money comes from royalty-wise. And this honestly is the Bible for any creative artist, songwriter, producer, manager, label, anything. I think everyone should read it. I interviewed the biggest and best songwriter producers in the world, like Amy Allen, Steph Jones, Julian Bonetta, who are at the top of their game, and all their insight is in here as well. So it's you can get it everywhere online, and I really hope that it helps a lot of creatives. And other than that, I'm still writing songs for other people. So I'm always writing songs with pop artists, and I'm always trying to develop up-and-coming artists as well. And yeah, just be creative in every form that I can. I just love making music, and I'm still on TikTok, doing my TikToks too.
Amazing. Well, thank you both so much for joining us. I think it's really inspiring to hear direct from the source on how it's working for you. And just for folks in the room, we threw up a couple of QR codes to check out Behind the Song and sign up for our newsletter. And I'm throwing up an email address too if you're interested in our songwriter features or anything like that. And the last thing I want to say, because especially we're at a conference that's very heavy on music, and it would be amiss to not acknowledge the fact that none of what we do in this room happens without creators like yourselves. So thank you so much for everything.
Thank you, Emily.
So
Thank you, TikTok.
Stickers